Hello family, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy E, the Dividend Passport Bro, back with another video. Guys, today is Sunday, the 26th of, what's that? What month is it? I don't forget. No, I'm just kidding. Of October 2026, guys. 2025, sorry. Time go by so fast. And of course, as we continue to build generational wealth, right? There's always time where things happen where you feel like, you know what, I'm on the road, there's nothing can go wrong, right? And then life happens, okay? Life happens. You know, I've been telling you guys over and over all the time. I'm like, you know what? If something was to ever happen to my job, you know what? Thanks to my portfolio, even if I decide never to work again, I should be good, right? But if I decide to go back to work, I don't have to be stressing on how I'm going to pay my bills, on how I'm going to take care of my family, how I'm going to pay my daughter's tuition for school, okay? So on, what was that? This happened Thursday. On Thursday, I talked to a friend of mine. He was like, man, I just had a meeting with my boss and they laid a bunch of people off. I was like, man, shit happens, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, but he got like 3 jobs, you know what I'm saying? He got 3 jobs. I always mess with him like, man, when you need to get 2 more jobs, you know what I'm saying? But whatever happened, he didn't get laid off. I was like, okay, well, that's good. What are you calling and stressing me out, right? At 5 o'clock, I got a meeting notification for the next morning at 9. Now, I've been working in my current position for the company that I work for 3 years now. And in that 3 years, I have never, ever had a 9 a.m. meeting, just me and my boss. Okay, we have other team meetings that, you know, she might be a part of. Even our company meeting is always like at 11, you know, 11:15. It's like usually 45 minutes. So this was surprising. So I told my girl, I was like, you know what? I'm thinking about to lay me off. She said, what you mean? I'm like, I talk to my boss all the time. We call, you know, when she got issues, whatever. Even with her personal life, you know, we talk about stuff. My personal life, I talk about my personal life with everybody. You know, with the kids and stuff like that. Nothing personal, but just family. And I'm just like, I'm about to get laid off. She said, no, you just overthinking this stuff. And I'm like, nah, I'm not overthinking this stuff. And the meeting was just a basic, generic 30 minutes meeting, no notes, nothing, what the meeting about. And I didn't call. I'm like, you know what? We'll deal with this tomorrow. I went to sleep, slept like a baby, woke up the next morning, and doing my regular stuff, you know, scheduling stuff. I'm about to deploy a new SIM tool. We deployed it first, trial, and then we have to redeploy it again. So all the basic stuff was done previously, right? And I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna take up Tuesday because I gotta do this charity thing, blah, 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 whatever. And of course, the meeting at 9 o'clock, meeting happens, and I get the phone with her. I get on the team meeting with her, and then she's like, oh, hold on 1 second, I'm gonna bring in HR. And I'm just in there, straight face, just looking. I'm like, okay. So I already prepared myself for the day before, you know. And he's like, yeah, Edwin, you know, we're eliminating your position. Anything you got going on, you're gonna transfer over to me. And I'm just like, okay. And at the end, you know, tell me about my benefits. You know, I'm gonna get paid until this day, and then all my vacation. I was just about to take vacation time in November, right? So I was gonna take vacation time. So now I'm like, you know what? Since I'm gonna get laid off right before I go on my trip, so technically I didn't even have to take vacation time. And I get checked till the end of the month, end of November. So I'm like, okay, well, at least, I mean, it's right before the holiday. And guys, that's why I say this all the time, right? You always have to prepare for the worst. Now, with all the stuff that I've been going in my portfolio, been making changes to my portfolio, bringing down my margin percentage. I mean, all of this. I mean, it just the God, right? It just happened for a reason that I'm getting all this margin stuff out of my portfolio. It's not gone yet, but I'm kind of getting to where my portfolio is less than 3% margins. You know, and that is amazing by itself. Okay. So anyway, so guys, you know, getting yourself ready for when things like this happen, and as it is, right? Your boy is. I'm gonna be good. Even like I said, I'm gonna get paid for time spent at the company in 3 years, severance package. But if I didn't have my portfolio, right? Severance package is what? Not even a 4 months pay. Okay. I mean, what you gonna do with that, right? It's not even a 4 months pay. If I didn't have my real estate, my dividend portfolio to fall back on, literally, I'll probably be doing Uber. I'll have to go to the U.S. do Uber or DoorDash, one of those things, right? To bring in income to sustain myself, and that would just be to take care of the basics, right? Run my car down, driving all those mileage and stuff, just for me to be able to eat, pay my light, water, gas, my credit go bad. You know, pretty much the worst you can think about, right? Well, I might get a job if I decide to look for one, but I always say, you know what, if I was to get laid off or get fired from my job, I would not want to work another job. And it's time for me to put that to the test, right? So my last day for work, I think, is the 7th of November, right? But I have a meeting on Wednesday with my boss, so I have to work another 2 weeks. I mean, which is cool. I don't have no problem with that. I love what I do, and the funny thing about it is, if I know a lot of companies having money issues, if they would have came to me and said, you know what, Edwin, this is what's going on, I could have done that job with a pay cut. I did it before for the last company I worked for when we got hit with COVID. I worked for them for almost a year with half of my salary. Okay, and I was doing COVID, and I still made do. Right, I still have my portfolio. I mean, I was just in the beginning stage of building my portfolio at that point, but I still manage. You know what I mean? So I would have worked for free because, like I said, I love what I do. I probably would have even worked for free. To tell you guys the truth, I would have done it for free without the money. Not continued forever, but for a few months or whatever to help the company. Because for me, when I work for somebody, a company, I'm loyal to the company to a point, right? You're loyal to the company, but as you can see, the companies have all the power. They can give you the golden branch, and they can take it away, right? And then your whole life, as you know it, is gone. Okay, I'm planning a trip to Africa. My daughter's in university that I gotta pay tuition. Baby girl's in private school that I gotta pay tuition, right? That's my salary right there for the whole month. Okay, that I have to pay, you know, for tuition. But you know, if you don't prepare yourself, right? If you don't prepare yourself, then things might not work out. Now, okay, I have a 401k that I'm going to transfer over to my current Roth. I'm 52, right? I still got a few more years, several years before I can touch that money at 59 and a half. But we're going to continue to grow that money, right? We're going to add it to what we have. We just bought this house. You know, we will live rent free, except for HOA dues, this condo, townhouse, what do you want to call it, apartment, as they call it in Colombia. So we doing okay. You know, now I got to decide, do I keep the $50,000 bill that I have every year for my house, or take that money sell the house, take their money, and reinvest it into what I've been talking about doing, right? I can always build another house. I can always build another house. So take that 50 grand in 5 years, almost $50,000 in 5 years. That's $250,000 as I continue to build this new business, right? I mean, it's not a new business; it's been around for a while, but I haven't really done nothing with it except for pay my fees for my business, right? So now that I have a company that I've been sitting there on the shelf, as they call it, the shelf company, right, for over 5 years, now I can bring that company out and push my real estate business even more, right? Buy land, build houses, right? Rinse and repeat. Now, of course, being that I will no longer be working after November, right? I won't have a job after November. My plan was initially to buy the land, let it sit for a few years, and then start to build. But now I have to put more, emphasis on this business. Buy the land, maybe do one property a year, build one, build two, sell one, and then keep the other. When I say build two, I mean I might just build a regular house, sell that, and then build a fullplex and keep that. So build the first property, take the proceeds, right, and then go into a fullplex. So, or build a small apartment, maybe 18 units, 20 units, buy 3-acre lots or something like that. So, guys, things happen sometimes that push you to do what you've been planning anyway. And in my case, some people can say, "Oh, you just lucky," or whatever. But as you guys know, right, I have trimmed down my portfolio from where we were making almost $60,000 a month to now. I mean, this month we've done so far 24,000, almost 25,000. We still got another week. We might do another $3,000 or $4,000. That might get us, close to, $28,000 for this month. But then starting next month, like I was saying, if we do half of that, we can do $14,000 a month going forward consistently without the erosion. That's the main reason I made all these changes, was to avoid NAV erosion. Okay, so if we can get rid of all of those NAV erosion and make money and not worry about the growth so much in this portfolio, because this is my daily cost of living portfolio, as I used to call it back then. Right now is my big boy portfolio, right? But the goal is to live off of that. And I think if I sell my house in the U.S., which I really don't want to do, right? But I'll have to put all my stuff in storage and then sell the house. Maybe do a small renovation on the house, paint it and all that stuff, a neutral color, and then put it on the market. If it's going to be worth it. If not, I just sell it as it is, and whoever going to take over, can do all the other stuff. So I know I've been dragging this for a long time, but by me selling my house, right, that would bring in extra cash that I can loan to my business, right? I can loan that money to my business and use that to build these properties that I'm looking at, right? I mean, we can go ahead and spend that money in 6 months to a year, build a fullplex, cash, right? And that fullplex in return can generate maybe $6,000 a month. And we're going to self-manage this thing, right? I'm saying $6,000 a month, that's on the low end, right? That's if we're renting the unit for $1,500 a piece. That is going to be 2-bedroom, 2-bath. I mean, 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath, living room, dining room units. Somewhere between 1,100 square foot per unit. So once I get back to the U.S., start to make some changes in my life. And living in Colombia will be very, very cost effective for me. I have a tenant that is living in my other place right now, and maybe I wouldn't want to, but I would have to, not renew the lease. So when I sell this unit, I can move into the smaller unit. It's already paid for. Well, they gotta pay their HOA dues also, and then continue to build. But like I said, you guys, I tell you guys everything that's going on with me. But it is amazing that now I always say, when people call me, a lot of times people call me for jobs, I'll tell them I'm retired, because to tell you the truth, I don't want to work for somebody else. All right. The reason I still work and doing what I do is because I love it. Right. The changes, the challenges. That's what I kept doing what I do now. That's for a living. But on a real tip, when people ask me, what do you do? I tell them I'm retired. I know I tell you guys here I'm retired. I'm a retiree in training because I live like I'm retired. The only difference is I have a regular job, right? But starting from the 7th of November would be my last day. But I'm thinking this week, right, the new week to start tomorrow, probably would be my last week, because everything I need to turn over is fully documented. My manager have access to everything because I've given her access. I just have to go back in there and give her admin access, and then that'll be it. Except for 1, 2 I was scanning to that I need to give her access to. That she don't have access. Nobody have access to that. Just me. So I'll have to add her. I've got to send an email to add her. They have to add her in there as admin. So I have to do that maybe on Monday, and get that out the way. And then other than that, continue working on the project I'm working on until my meeting on Wednesday, which I strongly believe after Wednesday I'll be able to turn everything over, and I'll have 2 units. After that, I'll be free of traveling with 2 laptops and only 1 laptop I will have to travel with, which is good. And back to the grind, square one. Now, I have strongly been thinking about bringing my daughter's mother to the U.S. Even though sometimes she do stuff that really pisses me off, but I've strongly been thinking about doing that. And with everything that's going on, if I don't sell the house, right? If I don't sell the house and start to work on this investment, I can have it done probably by June, July next year. So if I don't sell the house, June, July next year, I can have the project done, move the tenant, because the tenant want to move the tenant from the 1 bedroom to the 2 bedroom, sell that property instead, and still keep my house. Or sell that property, keep one of the units in the 4, sell my house also, and take that money and build 2 more properties on the same 3-acre lots, right? So, and this tenant been with me for longer, so of course I can give them kind of like a, on-site kind of a manager type job for slight discount in the rent, just kind of keep an eye on the place and stuff like that. But it's something to consider. But guys, this is where I'm going right now. This is the direction my life is going. Things is changing, and I think it's changing for the best. And this will allow me to travel freely when I decide, okay, we're going to build 1 unit this year or 2 units this year, and we take a vacation or we take a break for 3-4 months. And the only thing that would detect that would be every school. That would be the only thing that would detect that. right? Because she's a baby, and getting her, um, in school and traveling when she's out of school. In Colombia, school closes in November to February. We should run the holiday. In the U.S., of course, it's different. So depending on where the situation, where we are, where we're going to be, would definitely decide how things going to go. So I've been telling you guys to do this since I've been here. Prepare yourself. Prepare for your future. Prepare yourself. Now, that song has to step up, and this is the song I gotta live. Now, this is my big boy portfolio. We got about $243,000 in there, $48,000 in there. This thing is still bringing in some money, right? But as you can see, the portfolio is up across the board. All the portfolio is up across the board. I did sell out of this portfolio, as you can see. So there's nothing in here. We can unlink this, right? We ain't gotta show this no more. But no, this got cash in it. So if I unlink this, it's gonna mess up my cash. But for now, we'll leave it in there. Yeah. But so I'm looking at this right here. This thing says at some point I had in December 13, right? This is I'm not sure what year it is. This is 2020 or something like that. Like this can't be 2020. I'm not sure what year is this, but it's saying 2024. 2024 December. I had 200 some thousand in this portfolio. I don't know. I don't remember that. And this is my car portfolio, so I don't ever remember having that much money in this account. But this two, maybe they're just adding all of them out. I have no idea. But right now we do have, when I sold the positions that I had in there on Friday, right, or Thursday, whatever it was that I sold, the market was good, whatever day that was, I can't keep up. And we got this $12,000. So this $12,900, 12,000 of this coming into this cash management account, okay? And well, 12,000 and change coming into this the cash management account, and the rest of that money going to pay the card note for November, okay? Which is like $680, almost $700. So we're gonna put that exact amount in there, and after that, that's it. We'll be done with that account. I'm gonna keep this account to do something different, to try out a different, a different strategy. From one of the other YouTubers that I watch, he got this other strategy, and I'm gonna try it out. I talked about that before in one of the videos some time back. But this is my baby girl account. We do have to add money to this account, trying to get it to $6,000. Now with everything going on, there's a possibility we might still be able to get this to $6,000 before the end of the month, before the end of the year. But I mean, it's still a work in progress. A lot of things gonna change. And then this account, we almost there. So by the time we move that $12,000 over, we almost at 20 grand. And I think getting this account to 20,000 will be more than enough to pay the car payment and probably take care of the insurance on the car. So, I mean, right now we're generating like $200 or so every month in this portfolio. So, and we got this thing spread out in a lot of different accounts. So we're gonna start focusing on our top earners, and then pay what we need to pay in parts expenses, and then reinvest the rest into our other positions. That's that Robin Hood method I always talk about. Okay, guys. So I just want to share that with you guys. Officially, your boy's been given the pink slip, and now I'm about to live off my portfolio like I always talked about, right? And built my real estate business, built that real estate empire that, God willing, if I can still keep my health within the next 5 years, we should be worth over $25 million in my other business. Not this thing here. I'm not talking about this. This right here now, we're gonna live off of this, right? But in my regular portfolio, my real estate portfolio, the goal within the next 5 years to have that business worth $25 million. Now, that's just a goal, okay? But if we get to 100 million in 5 years, I mean, that is amazing. If we get to 200 million in 5 years, that's even better. But in the short term, right, that means every year to accumulate at least $5 million of real estate, right? That's starting from next year. So this right now in the next couple months, I got time to put more effort into it. Well, I got 1 month really, because I got to work technically until the end of November. So we got December, and then starting next year to start focusing on my company and trying to grow that company into $1 million company. You know, I think I can do it. I know I can do it, because if I can sit here and build this portfolio from a little or nothing to over $500,000 to over $50,000 a month in distributions, right? I damn sure know I have the zeal, the goal, the drive to build a business to a $25 million business in 5 years. Okay, guys? So that's all I got to share with you guys today. You know, I was trying to wait till the end of my last day, but you know what? It is what it is. And one thing, since I've been here, I really never talked about where I work, all the stuff, you know, because it's just work, right? That's work. This is something completely different. And I never really talk about work because I don't want nobody to come to hack where I work. Because I mean, cybersecurity, I'm like, oh, I'm the security guy. And if they find me online, whatever, that's it. But other than that, I don't really say where I work, right? So guys, be blessed, okay? Life is about discovery, right? Every single day we discover new things about what is going on in our life, present, past, and future. Okay? And we only have to learn from that and make the best of it. Okay, guys? So with that said, have an amazing, amazing Sunday. Tomorrow the market is back open, and we don't know which way the market is gonna go, right? But as always, stay blessed. I love you guys. Peace.